Good morning, Bucknutters. It's Tuesday, May 26th, 2015. I am Dan Rubin. This is the BM5-ish. Hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend and are ready to get rolling back here. Yes, it's the off season. Yes, this is supposed to be the slowest time of the year for the college football fan, but that doesn't mean we won't be loaded with content today here at Bucknuts. We're going to talk a little bit today about some silly things I did over the weekend for Memorial Day. I want to share those with you Bucknutters, and I'm feeling some of you may have done some of the same silly things I did. Want to get your opinion on how much trouble I could actually be in. And then we'll be joined by Alex Gleitman for the latest on two really serious defensive back candidates for the class of 2016. Sit back and enjoy. We all know you don't want to be where you're at if you're at work. Relax. If you're on vacation podcasting this or about to swing on the first tee, enjoy. Okay, let's see if any of you made the same decisions I did over Memorial Day weekend. You're at your local watering hole or social get-together spot, and the discussion of the season ahead comes up. I happen to be in a group with a group of people who had a student there from the University of Michigan. What made him great was he's from Ohio, attends the University of Michigan, and still dates his high school sweetheart who attends Michigan State. I thought that happened to be very funny, and I proceeded to give him quite the hard time for being an Ohioan who attends Michigan and his girlfriend goes to Michigan State. I laughed and talked about how it was going to be a rough few years for dude, and wouldn't you know it, there were several Michigan fans at the table who came to his defense. The ultimate bet that I made, Ohio State versus the field. Was I a Budweiser-soaked publisher in choosing Ohio State and letting these Michigan fans have the field when it came to the national championship? I do not think so. That's how confident I am. This could be a case of me just being Johnny Bucknuts here and overwhelmingly biased. I don't think so. I haven't been like that in the past, I don't think, at least too much. So we'll see. The conversation deteriorated from there, as you might expect, and I ended up betting another $100 that Ezekiel Elliott would win the Heisman Trophy against the field. So what's the deal? Am I going to make any of this money back? What do you guys think? Two bets that I made. One, Ohio State versus the field. Two, Ezekiel Elliott versus the field. What do you think? Should I go and put down some investments with my new $200? Or should I go and hit the money machine for some cash to give away to Michigan fans, which is not the most pleasant experience in the world? Join in. The BM5 is not going to be the same here in the offseason if you guys don't get involved. If there's other topics you want to talk about here on the BM5, let me know. We'll work it in. Right now, sit back and enjoy Alex Gleitman as he talks about defensive back recruiting and two really key targets for the Buckeyes in the class of 2016.
Alex Gleitman here, Bucknuts Morning 5, talk a little Ohio State recruiting in the class of 2016. We're going to talk about defensive backs and a couple of top prospects at the peak of Ohio State's board are Jordan Fuller out of New Jersey, and then Damar Hamlin out of Pittsburgh. And right now the intel on Fuller is that Ohio State is in a good position for the four-star prospect, a guy who could probably play both ways in college. His brother, Devin Fuller, is a wide receiver at UCLA, but Ohio State sees him as a defensive back. He had a great trip to Columbus a couple of months ago, came away really impressed with the Real Life Wednesdays program, and the attention to detail that the Ohio State staff pays to making sure their players are successful, both on the field and then off the field for whenever their football careers are over. So it's still early in that one. I think Ohio State would like a summer visit from Jordan and then an official visit. It looks like that one, could potentially go through the fall at the very earliest. So we'll see what happens there. But right now, Ohio State is in a strong position. Penn State is certainly a challenger. UCLA, Rutgers is in the mix as well, and Notre Dame should be getting a summer visit. So those schools, as well as Michigan, are in the mix. But Ohio State's feeling good about Jordan Fuller. As far as Damar Hamlin, recent intel this week has told me that the Buckeyes and Pittsburgh might be in a good position to land Hamlin services. Right now, I think Ohio State is the school Damar's talking about, potentially going to, but this is a long way away. And, I was talking to Sean Fitz over at Lions 24/7, and he was kind of getting some similar intel that Ohio State might be the team to be right now. But we spoke about it. We both agree that this one, we kind of get the feel it could be one of those traditional Pittsburgh recruitments where you don't think the hometown Panthers have any business of being in the recruitment whatsoever, kind of like Jordan Whitehead last year, Alabama, Ohio State, Penn State, some other big-time schools in there, and he ended up staying home and going to Pitt. the opportunity for early playing time would be there for the Panthers and Pat Narduzzi's squad. Obviously, a coach who's had success with defensive backs in Michigan State the last couple of years. So right now, I think Ohio State's in good position. That's where my crystal ball is. Sean Fitz has his there as well, but there's a long way to go in that one. I'm not sure it's going to end anytime soon in the next couple of months, maybe right before his senior season, maybe a couple of months into the season in the fall. But Ohio State and Pittsburgh right now for DeMar Hamlin, Penn State right there nipping at the heels as well.